Are you worried you're going to get sued? Are you worried that Taylor Swift is going to sue you?
I don't know anything about them other than somebody else generated them. I didn't generate them. Somebody came out. They said, oh, look at this. These were all made up by other people. AI is always very dangerous in that way. It's happening with me, too. They're having me speak. I speak perfectly. I mean, absolutely perfectly on AI. And I'm like endorsing other products and things. It's a little bit dangerous out there.
I speak perfectly on AI. He says it like AI is a TV network or something. Donald Trump, the man who has never turned down a cheap opportunity to mislead or lie, is now peddling fake AI-generated images, including of Taylor Swift and her fans endorsing him. And in typical Trump style, when caught, takes no responsibility and blames everyone else. Oh, Trumpy afraid of a Swift lawsuit, ain't he? As you just saw, when Fox Business asked him whether he was worried that Swift would sue him, Trump responded, I don't know anything about them other than somebody else generated them. I didn't generate them. Yeah, but you posted them, you Maroon 5. Trump posted images on his social network of women wearing t-shirts that said Swifties for Trump, and an image of Taylor herself dressed as Uncle Sam endorsing Trump. Here's that image. And he immediately reposted with, I accept. And here are the other images he posted in a collage, Swifties for Trump. 2 of the images appear to be real, all the rest fake AI. One of them has a headline with the word satire written in a small font above it, but can barely see it. And, of course, a Swift endorsement would be enormous for either campaign. In 2020, Swift endorsed Biden. Trump seems to be obsessed with Swift, however, and I'll reveal in a moment to you what the real nefarious purpose likely is behind these AI postings, since they're not always photorealistic. But Trump is obsessed with Swift, and let's just talk about that for a moment. In June, Trump reportedly spent a good chunk of time in a meeting on Capitol Hill complaining about the singer. Why would she endorse this dope, Trump said, referring to Biden, according to CNN. He doesn't know how to get off a stage. Well, he does. You don't, bro. Trump has also said of Swift, I think she's beautiful, very beautiful. I find her very beautiful. I think she's liberal. She probably doesn't like Trump. I hear she's very talented. I think she's very beautiful, actually, unusually beautiful. Doesn't have the interest to listen to one of her songs to hear the talent, but obsessed with this very young woman's looks. Pretty on brand for Trump. In 2020, Swift made a post on X directed at him, quote, after stoking the fires of white supremacy and racism your entire presidency, you have the nerve to feign moral superiority before threatening violence. Damn, T Swift, way to bring the heat. This is not the first time Trump has shared AI-generated images in recent days. Before the DNC, he posted an AI image of Harris addressing a communist convention in Chicago with a red banner and communist hammer and sickle. Look at this image. While not photorealistic exactly, I can absolutely see some people falling for it. And the greater point is they serve to push false narratives and just begin to erode people's trust in what they see and hear. AI images and videos are not always meant to completely flip someone's opinion on the other side, but rather to make people question and doubt and reaffirm already false narratives. Along with this image, he emailed it out to his massive campaign email list with the text, the image the Harris campaign doesn't want you to see, trying to push it as far as possible toward them believing it is real. They're the latest examples of how Trump is promoting images produced by artificial intelligence tools to attack his opponents or create illusions of support around his own campaign. It's in keeping with a long-standing strategy in which Trump amplifies messages from QAnon adherents to those who deny the results of fair elections to score political points and satisfy his base by promoting alternate realities. And just a week ago, Trump pretended that real images of Harris being greeted by her airplane, Air Force Two, with a massive crowd estimated at 10,000 supporters was done by AI, playing both sides of it, using AI himself and accusing her of AI generating real images, saying she cheated, she AI'd it. No one was there. No one was there, despite multiple news networks covering it and posts from many regular attendees at the event posting their own video and photo evidence. A real problem and growing.
Yeah, it absolutely is a problem. The crowd, the AI crowd narrative was so desperate, and it reflects a campaign that's really in shambles and scrambling. You see that in some of their personnel moves, bringing Corey Lewandowski back in, and then him now trying to suss out people who aren't sufficiently loyal. They're looking in all the wrong places to fix this campaign, and especially welcoming RFK Jr. into the fold isn't doing them a whole lot of favors, but they're doing everything they can because Harris is surging. You see those crowd sizes when they're used to pretty bad attendance for Biden rallies up until that point, just because she's a candidate who could complete a sentence. And for a lot of Democrats, that's a huge relief. That's a huge anchor off their necks. The DNC, like the fake Chicago one, I thought was so ridiculous. Like, you can call Kamala Harris, you can call the Democrats a lot of things. They're definitely not communists. They're gonna call everybody that. And like you say, and you lay out, it's to shape people's perceptions. It's not totally to hoodwink them. In some cases it can, but it is to shape their perceptions. And this falls in line with one of their big lines of attack. Anything she does that has a benefit to working people, whether it's making housing more affordable, whether it's making prescription drugs more affordable, whether it's helping reduce the cost of living through grocery prices, through gas, whatever, it's communist. When he does it, if there's any sort of tangible benefit, that's okay. But anytime a Democrat does something that can benefit working people, it's communist.
Correct, and they just don't have any problem with that kind of a price control being put toward the richest Americans. When you want to try to affect markets by bailing out banks, by bailing out the elites, they don't have any issue with that. When it's trying to help people who need help by only in dire circumstances trying to make sure we have some protections for people, then suddenly it's a Bolshevik revolution in our country.
Here's what really ticks me off. Bigger than the crowd. The crowd size is just Donald Trump not understanding that, like, we know you're lying. Like, we can Google something as simple as crowd size, or like you said, there were other people with their own accounts of who was at this event. So as much as he said that no one was there, we actually know, sir, that people were there. But beyond that, the ridiculousness that is not Trump, but MAGA in itself, the following of Trump. So I'm talking about the entire Republican Party, except for those who have left at this point, is on one hand, he can tell you how good friends he is with the head of the Kremlin, right? He is great friends with Putin, and people appreciate that. And they think Putin's a strong guy because Trump said so. Then you can post a picture of the communist flag and Kamala standing in front of it, and people are pissed by it. So it's like Donald Trump gets to have it both ways because his following is that damn stupid.
Yeah, it really is true. It just is about trying to flood the zone with images that change the narrative. I have otherwise very intelligent friends who are posting on their Instagram stories now, Kamala's a communist. And this messaging doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from a slow erosion of fact. And I assure you, as AI gets better, as the photos and videos become more photo realistic, video realistic, well, then you will actually be changing people's minds with completely made up things, and there won't be a lot we can do about it if we don't regulate it in some way, or at least learn how to spot it. I wish us luck, and I hope that we at least have enough discerning, savvy people that are able to realize when they're being manipulated and can at least push back the tide and vote in people that refuse to stoop to any level just to win power, but actually care about the veracity of what they're putting out into the world. Let's hope.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.